Imagine you're a Serie A right back. You're 21 years of age, playing for a team fighting relegation, and nobody gave you the spotlight. Nobody handed you anything. But yet you've still got Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Barcelona, Manchester City, Inter Milan. All of them are watching you right now. That is the reality for Marco Palestra. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why. Because here's what makes this story different from your typical Wonder Kid hype, the whole narrative behind Wonder Kids. This lad has done it in the most hostile environment possible. Cagliari relegation battle, week in, week out, and he's been arguably their best player all season. Only 1 goal and 4 assists. Those are just the raw numbers, but trust me when I tell you, they don't even begin to tell the full story. So, quick background on Marco Palestra. He was born in 2005, 3rd of March. Yes, he is a 2005 baby, just outside of Milan. And at 9 years of age, he walks into the Atalanta Academy. And if you guys know anything about the football academies around Europe especially, you know that Atalanta is not a daycare for talent. That place is a factory. Koopmeiners came through it, Stoney, Scalvini, the list goes on. Atalanta don't produce soft players, they produce machines. His first taste of senior football came under Gasperini, one of the finest coaches in Italian football history. His debut, a Europa League match, not a cup game against a League Two side, for example, a European stage at the age of 18. But, and I feel like this is important, Serie A has a well-documented fear of fielding young players. You may have seen the Roberto Baggio report. You've seen what's been going on with Italy and their national team. It's been going on for quite some time. It's a league that reaches for the ready-made over the ready-to-become. So Atalanta made the smart call. They send him on loan to Sardinia, Cagliari. And what was supposed to be a development loan turned into the most watched right-back performance in Serie A this season. Don't worry, guys. We're getting to the compilations real soon. We have to take a look at how he fits into Cagliari's system. Now, they operate in a 3-5-2, and that means that Palestra is deployed more as a wingback, not a fullback. I repeat, not a fullback, a wingback. The distinction matters more than people think. In the build-up phase, he pushes forward relentlessly to the point where he's effectively operating as a winger. When Cagliari dropped a midfielder into the back line to create a back four in possession, Palestra gets completely freed, and that's when things get interesting because the manager knows what he's got in a player like him. He isolates Palestra in 1v1s and lets him go to work. And in the modern game, that's increasingly shifting toward man marking and physical intensity. He's a fullback slash wingback who's dominant in duels and comfortable on both feet, and he's close to the perfect weapon. He's not just an option, he's a problem for defenders every single week. But again, I just need to reiterate, he is a wingback, not a fullback. All right, now let's get to the fun part. Let's get to the part that you guys have been waiting for in the video. If you've skipped to this part, that is cheating, and you should go back and listen to the other parts of the video. But if you're here already, let's get into his strengths, his weaknesses, and what's next for Palestra. Now, technically, as you guys can already see, he's a tidy, composed player in possession. Secure first touch, he receives the ball under pressure in wide areas and rarely panics. His short and medium range passing is accurate. He's got an 84.8 pass completion rate for a player whose role demands he operate in the most contested zones on the pitch. Now, the real gift, he's two-footed. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he is two-footed. None of this, oh, but he can use his left foot. Oh, he can maybe pass. No. He's actually two-footed. Most fullbacks have a good foot and like a survival foot, one that they use in case of emergency. When you break the glass, yeah. No. He is actually two-footed. 20 successful crosses this season, not attempted. successful. His delivery into the box is improving rapidly, and his crossing technique is correct and purposeful rather than hopeful. Tactically, this is where he shows the Atalanta school. He reads the game very well. He understands when to step out and press, and crucially, when to hold his defensive shape. For a 21-year-old wingback in a relegation battle as well, might I add, that level of defensive positional intelligence is not to be taken granted. He's made 40 tackles and 11 interceptions in the league this season. Not bad for someone people will try to sell you as just an attacking option. And in duels, 150 contested, 62.8% won in Serie A against established attackers. Again, guys, he's 21 years of age. Physically, the man is he's a bit of a specimen, I'll be honest with you. He has long legs and he's got a powerful stride. When he stretches into full gear and engages in 1v1s, he's almost always going to win that duel. The leg strength, the coordination, the balance, it all works together, trust me. He's Cagliari's second highest rated player across the whole squad this season, behind only Esposito, a striker. For a fullback in a relegation-threatened side, to achieve that, I'm telling you now, that's an absolute remarkable feat. But as we always say on GTV, you guys already know the deal. We have to also look at the weaknesses of the player. And there's not that many, but there are a couple that might intrigue most of you. Okay, so one of the main things I would say with him is, I guess it's again, and I always say this on every scouting report that I do, it's the nitpicking. And I would say it's probably the goal contributions. As I said before earlier on in the video, he's only got 1 goal and 4 assists all season. For a player who does get himself into attacking positions as often as he does, 47 touches in the opposition box, 21 chances created, I'll be honest, you would want a little bit more of an end product. His XG, and you know I hate that, but we're going to talk about it, sits at 1.15 and his XA at 2.39. That's X assist, which tells you he's getting into the right areas, but it's that final ball and the shooting instinct that probably need to improve. And this connects to a broader point, defensive positional awareness. Now, for a 21-year-old who spent his career learning as a wingback rather than a traditional fullback, there are still moments, as good as he is, and as positionally aware as he is, he does get caught out on the wrong side of runs or drops off slightly late in transition at times. Not all the time, but at times. Now, that's completely normal for someone of his age and experience, but it will be tested in a far more ruthlessly league in terms of if you're looking at like the Premier League or potentially even La Liga. But, and this is the key, none of those are structural flaws. These are just more developmental limitations in a 21-year-old who has only been doing this at senior level for 1 proper season. They are fixable, and in the right environment with the right coaching, I can promise you guys, it can be ironed out. So here's kind of my verdict on Palestra. Right now, he's looking like one of the most complete young wingbacks in Italian football anyway. He does read the game very well. He runs like a thoroughbred. He defends with intelligence rather than desperation. And on the ball, he's the kind of player who makes a team better simply by just being on the pitch. The question isn't whether he'll play at the top level. The question is which elite club gets to shape the next chapter of that journey. And if I were writing that chapter, I'd probably want to be the one holding the pen, right? But again, it all kind of depends on what it is your team is looking for. You know, teams like a Barcelona, maybe even a Chelsea, might potentially want someone of that kind of profile. I did think of a Manchester City potentially, but again, it all really depends on what the new manager wants to do coming in. Liverpool, not so much, just purely because of their own defensive problems that they've kind of had. Do they need another player in that kind of position who is more forward thinking? Is that going to work unless they're going to change up tactically? And then Arsenal, probably not really over there. Inter Milan, that might actually be a very, very good move for him, especially if he can get the kind of game time that he would be needing, especially in his own development. But it all literally depends. But most importantly, let me know which team, if you've watched him before, if you like him, do you think he's a player who can fit into your team? Do you think he's a player that your club needs? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And as I always say, if you haven't watched my previous player analysis, make sure you go and check them out, whether it's Yan Diamande, whether it's Adam Wharton, whether it's Lamine Camara, whether it's Alex Scott. Make sure you check out these videos, and I will catch you guys very, very soon. Peace.